I'm Jenna Miscavige. I was born and raised in Scientology. I left when I was 21 years old and wrote a book about it. My uncle, David Miscavige, is the leader of Scientology, and this is my YouTube channel. Hey guys, I've got a bit of a different setup today. I'm out of town, but I thought that instead of answering a question, we could have a little talk about trolls. And I wanted to give you my thoughts on it, but I also wanted to get your guys' thoughts as well, because I think that part of being on YouTube, I know part of being on YouTube is putting yourself out there, and there's going to be people who love you and people who hate you. And I don't know, maybe on some level, it's like if everyone only loves you, maybe you're not standing for anything, or I don't know. I don't even know if I really believe that, but it's just sort of part of the job, and it is hard. Of course, nobody wants somebody out there who's literally taking everything they say and twisting it and getting views off of your supposed dispute or whatever. It's something that I will have to live with and get used to. But I guess in the end, dealing with trolls, it's sort of like this dilemma of, do you respond? Do you not respond? And on one hand, when people say certain things that are lies, but they have enough kernels of truth, that I start to worry that maybe people think because this one part is true, then all of the other things they say are true. It gives me this feeling of like needing to over-explain myself or needing to stand up for myself, when really the vast majority of my audience may not have even heard this from this person. Or also, I'm going in my head, okay, do I even not need to explain? Like, is my audience thinking like, yeah, we know that person's a liar. Everything that comes out of their mouth is a lie. No need to explain, just keep moving. Or is it something where it's like this person will keep putting seeds of doubt in their mind, and then eventually, even if people don't know it, their mind will be poisoned by this person, and I would have been better off contradicting what they said the whole time or giving the truth. These are the kind of things that go through my head. Or on the other hand, is the game of the troll to bait you, maybe somebody who has a bigger audience, and I'm not just talking about myself, is their goal to bait you so that when you feel like you have no choice but to respond to them, where they might not otherwise be getting views or attention, you have now given them credibility. You've now said, this person is in my life. And so now, because you're talking about them, other people want to pay attention to what you're saying. And are you sort of creating this system where even though you think you're standing up for yourself, you're actually giving this person strength? That's sort of what I struggle with. And I thought I would ask your guys' opinion. Is commenting or standing up for myself with regards to certain trolls, is it something that it's like, yeah, of course you should do that, we want to know the truth, etc.? Or is it like, no, you don't need to explain yourself, we know who you are, it's really obvious? I think part of this urge to over-explain is because when you leave Scientology goes and tells all of your friends all of these made-up bad things about you. And then you wind up losing all of those people in your life when everything they say is a lie, untrue, unfair, completely biased, in many cases made up out of their ass. Well, the same goes for trolls. And for years, I've been trying to take the high road as much as possible. But a person can only kind of take so much. But I don't want to shoot myself in the foot. And part of what trolls do is, even if you don't respond, they still occupy your mind. You still are upset that day, so maybe you don't want to show up. Maybe they make the space you're in on YouTube feel really uncomfortable and make you feel like you just want to run away. So my goal through this, I actually think it's like the secret weapon, is to just keep going and not run away because things that they said are hurtful, are lies, are completely despicable retwistings of what I said. Even in some cases, when something was meant to be said nicely, they'll take it and use it to like say you were trying to do something horrible. So my goal is to be in control of my emotions and myself enough to just keep showing up. I think that's what makes the biggest difference. But that being said, I would be really interested in your opinion if you guys have experienced this in life, if addressing what the trolls say is smart or if it is a trap and a waste of time. I mean, I feel like the answer is kind of obvious, but I don't know. I guess it still would be nice to hear from you guys. Also, part of the trap of responding to these people is they have it set up where they will say things like, oh, I'm just asking questions, or, oh, I guess you can't respond to that. And then, so if you don't, they're like, oh, see, they couldn't come back with anything on that. And then if you do one time, but then you don't want to keep feeding their cycle, then the second time they'll be like, oh, I guess you could only respond to that first comment or that first criticism, but since you're not showing up for this one, you can't comment on that. So I've got you. And so they sort of create this system where you're kind of making them relevant. And it's always shocking to me the things that they make up out of thin air that are like crazy. And even if you go, okay, this person made this claim about me, but they don't have anything to back it up. And then they say, oh, well, you should be the one to prove it. I shouldn't have to prove that you were doing this bad thing. You should have to prove that you're not. How in the world can somebody take the random, stupid, out of nowhere accusations you make about them and start proving that they didn't really do what you said they did? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And it's a trap. It's just ridiculous. It's the stupidest thing. So it's like if somebody says, you punched this person in the face, and you go, well, what proof do you have of this? Do you have a recording of it? Did you see me doing this? Do you have somebody who knows this to be true? And they're like, well, no, you just have to prove that you didn't. And it's like, well, how would I even begin? By sending you an exact list of everything I did this day, or sending you sworn affidavits from this person and everyone around them? It's just the stupidest thing. I can't even believe that I'm talking about it. But it's just crazy how these people honestly let themselves get away with it. Like if I wanted to say something bad about somebody, I feel like I would go out of my way to make sure that it was true so that I didn't wind up looking like an idiot when everybody found out that I just made it up. I would make sure it was true, or else I wouldn't say it. But it must be so nice to have the luxury of having no responsibility to do this. Just knowing that you can get away with it, for having no responsibility for the truth. I feel like most sane people want to tell the truth and that's their priority. But trolls seem to want people to think a certain way and they will backfill the truth according to what they already think. And honestly, it must just be amazing to not have any responsibility towards the truth. I mean, how freeing that must be. Anyways, I'm not going to go on a whole long roll about this. I just wanted to talk honestly about what was on my mind and get your guys' opinion. Is it worth responding to trolls, or does responding to them give them more ammunition and increase their relevancy? All right, you guys, thank you so much for always being here with me and listening to my little rants and always giving your very wise advice and opinions. I just thought this would be something that would be good to get feedback from my real supporters on, because it is really tempting to clap back at these trolls. I mean, it would be humorously easy to do so, but I also don't want to make my channel all about them. And I think that's what they want sometimes. It's like, what a great opportunity for them. They just want to be relevant. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.